The logic of good habits. The pursuit of a fulfilling and productive life often boils down to a single, often overlooked element: habits. While grand gestures and sudden epiphanies make for better movie scripts, the true architecture of success is built block by block through the small, repeatable actions we take every day. But what is the underlying logic that transforms a mundane routine into a powerful engine for self-improvement? It's far more nuanced than simple willpower. It's a cyclical, self-reinforcing system rooted in cognitive science and human psychology. At its core, a good habit is a solution to a recurring problem: automated. When you first learn a new skill, say learning to play the guitar or writing code, your brain dedicates significant processing power to every step. This is conscious effort. The logic dictates that the more frequently the action is performed, the more efficient the neural pathways become. This is the transition from the prefrontal cortex, the center of conscious thought, to the basal ganglia, the center of habit formation. The brain, being a phenomenal energy saver, seeks to move high-frequency tasks from the expensive, demanding conscious mind to the background, efficient, automated mind. The moment the action becomes automatic, it is a habit, and this energy conservation is the first pillar of its power. We free up our conscious capacity to tackle new, complex challenges while the foundations of our life run smoothly on autopilot. The logic of good habits also resides in the principle of compound interest. Just as a small sum of money invested consistently grows exponentially over time, a tiny positive action repeated daily yields massive results. Imagine the difference between reading 10 pages of a challenging book every day versus reading nothing. Over a year, that's 3,650 pages, or roughly 10 to 12 books. The immediate daily impact is negligible. The long-term cumulative impact on knowledge, vocabulary, and cognitive function is transformative. The logic isn't about the dramatic 100% improvement today. It's about the steady 1% gain that eventually separates the novice from the master. This principle requires a shift in focus from immediate results to the trajectory of change. We must learn to love the process more than the product. A crucial, often misunderstood part of the habit logic is the habit loop: cue, routine, and reward. The cue is the trigger: a time, a place, a preceding action, or an emotional state. The routine is the habit itself. The reward is the positive outcome that tells the brain, repeat this. The most effective good habits exploit this loop by optimizing two things: the cue and the reward. For the cue, the logic is make it obvious. If you want to start exercising, lay out your workout clothes the night before. This technique, known as temptation bundling, also strengthens the reward phase. You pair a necessary but slightly unpleasant habit, like exercising, with a genuinely enjoyable one, like listening to your favorite podcast. The brain begins to anticipate the reward, the podcast, when it sees the cue, the workout gear, making the routine, the exercise, feel less like a chore and more like a necessary bridge to pleasure. The logic here is not self-discipline, it's motivational engineering. Furthermore, the logic dictates the importance of starting small, or the 2-minute rule. The primary hurdle in habit formation is often the act of starting, not the act of doing. The brain resists large commitments because they signal a high expenditure of energy. The habit logic circumvents this by making the start ridiculously easy. The goal isn't to run a marathon, it's to tie your running shoes. The goal isn't to write a 2,000-word essay, it's to write one sentence. Once you've crossed the threshold of initiation, it's often easier to continue the action than to stop. This approach prioritizes consistency over intensity. A mediocre habit that is maintained is infinitely more valuable than a perfect one that is abandoned after 3 days. This small start logic builds self-efficacy, the belief in one's ability to succeed, which is far more vital for long-term adherence than initial motivation. Finally, there is the powerful social and identity logic of habits. We tend to think of habits as simply things we do, but truly good habits are integrated into who we are. The logic suggests that to make a habit stick, you must shift your identity. Instead of saying, "I want to read a book," the successful habit builder says, "I am a reader." Instead of trying to quit smoking, they affirm, "I am a non-smoker." When a choice arises to pick up a book or scroll social media, the identity acts as a simple decision filter. The action that supports your desired identity becomes the logical, obvious choice. This is the internal congruence that provides the ultimate long-term stability. Your habits become proof of your self-concept, and your self-concept reinforces your habits, creating a powerful, virtuous cycle. The logic of good habits, therefore, is not a mystical formula, but a practical application of how the human brain works. Automating for energy efficiency, compounding small gains over time, linking action to pleasure through strategic rewards, overcoming initiation resistance by starting small, and finally, aligning actions with a desired sense of self. It's a beautifully simple, deeply powerful system for engineering a better life, one tiny, deliberate choice at a time. If this deep dive into the true logic of habits resonated with you, show your support. Smash that like button to let us know we're on the right track, and be sure to subscribe for more thought-provoking content that helps you build a more intentional life. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and tell us which habit loop you're focusing on right now.